Oh. So good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Ukiah, California. It's really good to see you all. I'm so happy that you decided to join us today. I am Reverend Dr. Candice Becket, and it is my great joy that you are here. And I want you to know that your soul is welcome, your presence is welcome, and that you are loved and cared for by this center. So I know that something in the service, whether it's in the treatment or the music or the message, you're going to hear exactly what you came here to know this day, whether you're aware of it or not, but it's here. That message is here, exactly what you're seeking. So again, sit back, relax, and welcome. And we'll begin with an opening treatment. And today that treatment will be given by Jack Hall. So Jack, take it away.
Happy Easter, everybody. So on this festive, amazing, beautiful day, and I just want us to all take a moment, a deep breath, and think of something beautiful that has transpired for you in this morning. Just something small, something beautiful. Take a deep breath in and know that you've made a choice to be here, and here we go. So in this moment, I center myself, knowing that there is this presence, this ever presence, this beingness, this life force that is spirit. It's always present. It is the energy that I see and experience within myself. And in the beauty of this springtime that is now emerging with a force that is just absolutely gorgeous and powerful, and you can feel it, you can smell it, you can center yourself in it as you walk outside and are surrounded by it. So I'm surrounded by that life force, that presence always, that God goodness. And I know that it is the one mind, the one power, the one force, and that it is always creating anew. Each moment, each breath in is a new breath. And in this moment of newness, I'm always in a place of choice, of creating a new experience, something beautiful, focusing on the positive, focusing and centering on that love connection with spirit, emerging and expressing in everything I know and as me. So it is always a great celebration, a great peaceful, calming, empowering, whatever it is I need in the moment to be centering myself in that one mind and knowing that I'm in a place of choice of creating that beautifulness that I desire. And I let go of the old and I step forth into the new. So I know collectively we are all stepping forth into the new as these days unfold, as we emerge and move into spring and leave winter behind, and as we come out of this period of COVID and all that was, and emerge into new ways of, again, expressing ourselves and connecting, reconnecting, and celebrating. So I celebrate that. I celebrate that there is this ever-present joy and love unfolding of life. So I am so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for this collective time together, for this Center for Spiritual Living Ukiah, for Candice and her words, and for all our words. And I know that this center too is emerging into something even greater, even more beautiful, even more connected, even more nurturing, and blossoming forth into something beautiful now as we move into this year ahead. So I'm grateful for all this emerging and all this new life unfolding. I celebrate it, and I welcome it, I embrace it. And I know that it is always so, always so. And so it is.
So it is. Thanks, Jack. That was really beautiful. So, welcome to the service. And yes, this has been an amazing. I love it when holidays cross over. It's just great. So yes, has been Christian Holy Week between Passover and today, Easter. I mean, during Palm Sunday to Easter, but it's also been Passover. Today is the last day of Passover. And there are great lessons, which we have talked about many times previously. So today I want to go in a slightly different direction. And I was reading a post by the Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, and I recognized myself in her story. So I want to give her credit for the inspiration, but the story is actually mine. And I remember when I was a young child and Easter was coming, I get very excited, anticipating the fun, because I knew that there would be an Easter egg hunt. There always was an Easter egg hunt, and some of them were, like around the church that I attended at that time, which was the now Center for Spiritual Living, Redondo Beach, which was a big church, and there were lots of children, and it was always really fun. And I remember lots of ways that they made sure we had an Easter fun time. But mostly what I remember are the egg hunts that were in my own backyard that were basically for my sister and I. And but what I knew about the egg hunt in my own backyard was that there was absolutely no doubt that there were eggs out there that I was meant to find. And some were, well, eggs, hard-boiled eggs, but others were, filled with treasure. And sometimes that treasure was often that treasure was chocolate, but there were other things, and everything was definitely good. So it was a lot of fun, and it was an exciting time leading up to that moment. And when we were given the green light to go find the eggs, off I went, searching for my good with joyful anticipation. And that's what I want to remember, searching for my good with joyful anticipation. I knew it was there. I knew it was going to be amazing. And I knew that there would be a reward for me just because I was willing to go look. Now, as an adult, I don't participate in egg hunts or other activities. Like I don't go trick or treating, another place where you can get really hooked into going and getting your good, or a lot of things like that. But when I think about it, I sometimes can be filled with that same incredible energy as when I was a child. But now it shows up as the thrill. And for some reason, that word really resonated with me. The thrill of knowing that my good is at hand, that it's already mine. And it's really just a matter of me opening my eyes, mostly looking within, and then finding it. So the way we go looking now, we start declaring our good, knowing that it's ours. We can do that with treatment, we can do that with meditation, we can do that with affirmations. But just thinking about our good creates a new vibration within ourselves. And the second we start to feel that uh, joyful anticipation starting to vibrate within us, we can feel uplifted. And it is in that awareness that good and more good is mine. And it's already available. So I invite all of you today to do this and do it right now. You know, open up to finding your good. Seek it like you sought those Easter eggs or whatever it was that you did where you just knew that something good was going to be there, and you were just willing to go ahead and be open. Let's do that. Let us look with really big open eyes, ready to accept, because it is here. In fact, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere, and it's just waiting for us to notice. And I recognize that there are times when the experience that we're in doesn't feel quite right and can be actually devastating. It can be scary. And I want to remind you last week, the guest speaker, Gina, one of the things that she said that really resonated with me is to remember when you're having those feelings that we sometimes call negative, but when we're having those disturbing feelings, to remember that it's only a feeling, it's not the truth. And I've been using that all week when I suddenly had not good anticipation, where I was nervous about something or wasn't sure I was ready to hear the news of what was going on in our personal life or in the world or anything else. And instead of letting myself go down that rabbit hole and be in that place of anxiety and nervousness, to instead remember this is just a feeling. It's not the truth. And then I would ask myself what the truth was. And I always came up with God is all there is, right here, right now. And I move forward. And I immediately started to be more able to receive the gifts that are already available, already laid out in front of me. And all I need to do is go and pick it up. So while we're at it, while we're out there seeking our good this week, how about the good that is a gift to all beings everywhere? Can we remember that? Can we remember and affirm that all beings everywhere are part of this amazing system and are also ready and willing to accept their good? One of the things around this idea of caring for one another and being there for one another came up also in a story that I came across my Facebook page. It had been shared there, and I ended up sharing it. And I actually went and looked to see if all of you had seen it, and I was pretty sure you hadn't. So I'm going to share this story with you. And I don't have the original source. I only know the person who sent it to me. So the story is about an anthropologist who was in a a very remote African village with this African tribe, and he decided one day to create a game and show the children of this village something that he thought they would enjoy and have fun with. So what he did was he had a basket and he filled it with delicious fruit and other kinds of trinkets and stuff. And all the children were definitely interested in that basket. And he went and he sat it near the trunk of a tree. And then he took all the children, a distance. It doesn't say exactly, but I was thinking of my own backyard as a child, how far one end to the other, and so that's what I saw. So several yards, and he had them all lined up in a line facing the tree. And then he told them The first child that reaches the tree will get that basket and everything it holds. So the children were all lined up, and he turned and he gave them the signal to start. And to his surprise, what happened was all the children took hands and they walked together across to where the tree was, and then they shared everything that was in the basket. So he was actually pretty surprised. And so he asked them, why did you do it that way when anyone in this line could have gotten that basket for themselves, all for themselves? And the answer that the children gave him was one word, and the word is Ubuntu. They also explained to him that Ubuntu was a coming together. And they said, how can one of us be happy while the rest are miserable? So Ubuntu in their culture, well, first I also want to say Ubuntu is a concept that existed in this tribe, but I actually did do some research and looked up the word. It is a word, and it transcends one particular tribe. But the other thing that I found really interesting is the concept, even though it might have a different word, exists all over Africa. And so Ubuntu loosely translates to, I am because we are. I am because we are. Now, what I started to look at is the idea of these tribes that have this concept seem to know a secret about happiness that has been lost in many cultures, many societies, which consider themselves civilized, educated, evolved societies. But it's more, survival of the fittest seems to be more what those cultures lean towards. So in essence, again, Ubuntu, and this was a quote from one of the definitions that I saw. So it is the belief in a universal bond of sharing that ultimately connects all humanity. So a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity. Another probably oversimplified definition is we belong to each other. That's really similar to a Christian concept, which is love one another. In Hinduism, namaste. And in the science of mind, we are one. So think about it. Even when we find our own treasure, our own good, it is multiplied when we share it with others. In fact, I was thinking when you've had some aha experience or have discovered something, one of the things that happened to me, I put on a jacket last week that I hadn't worn in a while, and I reached in the pocket and there was a $20 bill. Well, that $20 bill was always there. It was always mine. I put it there in the first place, I'm sure, but I was just delighted. I was thrilled. And the first thing I had to do was tell somebody. So sharing our good, sometimes it's just our emotional good, but sometimes it's as you create something in your life, the best thing to do is to share it. And that's where a huge amount of the joy comes from. So think about what it is, your own good, and how it is multiplied when it is shared with others. I'm beginning to realize that when we are all given an equal opportunity to hunt, find, develop our good together and then share it, think of how amazing that could be. And think about how the results also just multiply out and become this wondrous, amazing thing that we can do as a community. But part of it is it takes all of us holding hands and walking to that tree so that we can share the good that we discover along the way. Nelson Mandela wrote, "In Africa, there is a concept known as Ubuntu, the profound sense that we are human only through the humanity of others. If we are to accomplish anything in this life, it will, in equal measure, be due to the work and achievements of others." So I just want you to kind of take all of that in. We have to be conscious of our tendency to not buy into some societies' beliefs about things like poverty, limitation, competition, even success and failure. We are also far too quick to accept those things, those poverty, limitation, competition, on, that these things are normal and just the way things are. That attitude is too much in the world. And it has been what we've lived with without even maybe acknowledging it for many, many years. So, a waking up to an idea like Ubuntu would allow us to let these old beliefs die so we can all walk together out into the light of a greater truth, a truth about knowing exactly who we are, exactly who that perceived other is, and recognize our oneness and our ability to grow and to do some amazing things together. A deep understanding of Ubuntu may very possibly be the biggest step we can take in creating a world that works for everyone. So if that is our vision, if that is our intent in this life, then let's get on with it. So look in your life, find your good, figure out how to share it. And I have a feeling for most of us here that you're already doing it. And now it's just, yay, do it some more. And let's build a world that works for everyone. I think that's all I've got for today. So take a deep breath with me. And if you're comfortable, just close your eyes and join me in this treatment. For right here, right now, I know for myself, and I know for everyone here, that God is divine love, manifesting in, through, and as all creation. This beloved presence is our very life, and together we are delighted in that recognition. We are delighted in the recognition that this beloved presence is not just within us, but within all beings everywhere. So today, let each of us know that we are ready to participate in an ever expanding opportunity to live from a clear vision of a world that works for everyone. I know that everyone expresses this divine life in beauty and in unique ways, and we are all open to the infinite possibilities for ourselves and for the world itself. Spirit is alive within each of us, lifting our vision beyond any form of limitation to complete freedom as we co create constructive concepts of unity, harmony, and joyous living. Everything, everything is possible in this alignment with the divine. Barriers dissolve, and the way is made clear for the manifestation of healthy beings, healthy planet, and a wise and compassionate humanity. Moving from the season of winter to spring, we are also moving dynamically from all seasons of despair or restriction into celebrations of delight and renewal. A new vision, a vision of Ubuntu, filled with divine wisdom and spiritual energy, now lights the way for the graceful expression of individual, community, and planetary evolution. The underlying harmony of the universe nurtures, guides, and supports all beings everywhere in this heavenly process, and our success is assured. Deeply grateful for this truth that sets us free and keeps us free. We embody a clear, conscious concept of new life for all and confidently release these words to the perfect law of mind, knowing that it is saying yes. And in this place of gratitude and acceptance, we know that all is well, and so it is. So take another deep breath. So now is the time where we are going to be affirming our our giving. And I just want to again thank all of you who are contributing to the success of our center as we continue through very interesting times, but as we start to anticipate and look forward to what's next. And that this is part of the way that we say we are here, and we want to make sure that the center continues. So, um, there it is. We're going to put up the offering affirmation. So please say with me now, divine love through me blesses and multiplies this gift. All my heart and with all my mind, I know I am saying yes to something I value. With all others present here, we dedicate these gifts to the values and visions we share. So it is. So, okay, I do have a couple of announcements for today. Um, the next steps, as I've kind of brought that up a little bit before the service, but we are moving towards reopening, and it appears we may be getting closer and closer. And so I want to be able to open at least in a maybe a slightly reduced way, whatever the rules come down to be. but I would love to see us be ready to open. However, in order to do that, the board is looking for help to figure out how to live stream from the center. And as I have always said from the very beginning of my return here to try to help out with this, I don't really know very much. I mean, I know how to do this, I know how to do a Zoom, and even that's a little limited. But if you know anything or know somebody who knows anything that you could maybe talk to a little bit, we were talking before the service. We're also looking at what kind of equipment or expertise on monitoring the services or other events, because we could also, as we get going, if we did other events and we wanted to have those out in the world for more people, um, we'd really like to hear from you and to know that you're wanting that to happen. Probably the best way to let us know is to respond by email, or you can call the center. But of course, Gail's usually only there on Tuesdays, and she's gone for the week, so she won't be here. But you can call me, or send me an email. It's better if you send to my email because I don't always check the centers. So, and just so you know, that's Candice@pacific.net. So it's real simple. The other thing that the board is looking for is to reestablish our selection committee. Now, the selection committee is the group of people that will be kind of the most active in seeking the new senior minister for the center in Ukiah. And if you'd like to participate and be a part of that committee, please let me know. Again, you can call me or email me directly. And what we need is at least one lay person. So some of you on this call are qualified as that. We do need a practitioner and we need a board member. And that can be it, just those three people, but we can have more if we want. And one of the very first things that we're going to be the selection committee, and I'm going to be kind of not really on that committee. I'm just going to sort of be ex officio, particularly as you get started. So if you have questions or concerns, I can either answer those for you, or I can get you in touch with the person who can, at headquarters in Colorado. But the very first thing, again, that once we're together, or that committee is operating, is looking at the proposal package that we posted for that all the centers that are looking for ministers are all posted on this one page on CSL's website. And we've been asked to take another look at that. That was done, almost 2 years ago, I guess. Well, a long time ago, it was at least a year ago. And I was not involved in that, so I don't really, I haven't looked at it that closely in a long time, but we now have one that has been redlined. So we need to look at that and see what we can do to make our package, look a little bit more up to date. So those are the two things, like I said, we're looking for reopening, we're looking for selection committee. But I also want you to know that we are going to be having another guest speaker. This is another senior student from CSL Holmes Institute. And all I really know about this person right now is her name. Her name is Christina Joan, and that might be Jones, but it said Jone. So, and that'll be next week. So these people, some of them might be interested in fulfilling a minister's position. Others have plans, but they're all good for as we move into the future, having them as guest speakers. So please, come in and let us know what you think so that we can also be making sure that the needs of the congregation are being filled by these speakers. So, and the last one, of course, is that we are still collecting and donating things to Building Bridges, which is the homeless shelter here in Ukiah. Teresa is still willing to let you drop those stuff off at her house. We can drop stuff off at Judy Borgen's front porch, or you can take your donations directly to the shelter. And once you're outside the shelter, you call them, someone will come out and unload your vehicle for you. So it's all pretty easy. So that's really about it. I'm really hoping that most of you will stay after for a few minutes and share with us how you're going to be seeking your good and looking for your good. And so we can all support you in that. But before we completely close, Calvin, you want to sing us another song?
I want to try.
Okay.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, so anyway, that's Calvin. Love you so. Thank you so much. So that's it for this week, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. I should still be here in Ukiah next week, and looking forward to that. And in the meantime, know that you are loved and blessed. Namaste.